Baseball.
Unbelievable. The Mets win it.
A sport where legends are born, dreams are crushed,
At first base.
They're ace.
and hype reigns supreme.
Final on one-run score.
Every season, new stars emerge with sky-high expectations. But here's the truth. Hype can be a dangerous thing. For every hero that rises, there's a story of unfulfilled potential lurking in the shadows. Today, we're counting down the top 5 most overhyped MLB players of the last 5 years. Some of these names may surprise you, others may spark debate, but all of them share one thing in common. They couldn't quite live up to the buzz. Let's dive in. At number 5, we have Yoan Moncada.
Big outing for the
Chicago White Sox. Monk in, and it's 7.
A player once hailed as the crown jewel of the Chris Sale trade.
Despite reports earlier that the Nationals were close to acquiring Chris Sale, it looks like Ken Rosenthal is reporting that the Red Sox will land Sale in exchange for 2 top prospects.
A $31.5 million signing bonus,
Yoan Moncada. You see the numbers right there. He's only 19 years old. He was the prize of the international free agent market in Chad. The Yankees were in on him. It was a guy they really liked. But in the end, it was the Boston Red Sox for $31.5 million who signed Moncada.
expectations were sky high. Moncada was supposed to be the next big thing.
The Boston Red Sox have formally announced the signing of 19-year-old Yoan Moncada. Sox GM Ben Sherrington describes the Cuban infielder as, quote, exceptionally talented.
A two-way phenom who could dominate at the plate
Hicks back. This one is leaving, and we are tied.
and in the field.
13 in a row retired, and fortunately, Yoan was...
But the problem with potential is that it demands consistency. While Moncada teased greatness in 2019,
That slow-motion center field camera is good.
injuries and prolonged slumps have turned him into one of baseball's most frustrating enigmas.
Placed on the IL Thursday due to lower back inflammation. This is the second time that Moncada has been on the IL this season. The first came back in April.
His swing, once electric, now feels like a coin flip. Will it connect or collapse? Moncada's story is a reminder that hype doesn't guarantee greatness. It's what you do after the headlines fade that truly matters. At number 4, we find Chris Bryant.
On a second save is a 3-run home. Blast and a great play by Bryant.
Remember the guy who was Rookie of the Year one season and MVP the next?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, just it couldn't have gone any better. I mean,
A fan base that's waited so long to fly a World Series flag. And
The guy who helped break the Cubs' 108-year World Series curse?
The Cubs with the last play. It's over. And the Cubs.
Yeah, that Chris Bryant. But after the parade confetti settled, cracks began to show. Injuries, inconsistency,
Worried about that, and then the way the ankle rolled.
That is out number 2.
been into right center field, but one that carries for J.K.
and a shocking decline in power turned Bryant from a surefire Hall of Famer
Struck him out. Went right back to it.
Change-ups and fastball.
into, well, a Rockies outfielder struggling to make an impact.
7-year, $182 million contract with the Rockies. Franchise is absolutely perplexing everyone on the planet. Make sense of this for me.
Fans thought the thin air of Coors Field might revive his career.
He's still, in our opinion, very capable of that. He'll be the first guy to tell you he's very capable.
Spoiler alert, it hasn't.
Takes off and he drops it.
But hey, at least he's got the paycheck, right? If you're enjoying this trip down memory lane, make sure to hit subscribe and drop a comment with your most overhyped player pick. We want to hear your hot takes. Cody Bellinger's rise was meteoric. In 2019, he was the National League MVP.
An explosion. Bellinger comes on and makes the catch. Pitch. That is long gone. And guess who? Bellinger. Signature.
A five-tool player who could do it all. But just as quickly as he soared, he fell. Injuries, mechanical tweaks gone wrong.
Too much celebration. Watch right here. I never understand these. I'm telling you, popped out. That's what he's saying.
And an almost inexplicable decline at the plate.
Bellinger is a free agent, and he was once the best player in the National League. He was.
And also, for 2 full seasons, he was well below league average. This is well beyond the normal ebb and flow of a Major League All-Star.
Left fans scratching their heads. It's one of the greatest mysteries in modern baseball. How does an MVP turn into a near liability at the plate in just a few seasons? Was it bad luck, bad coaching, or something deeper? Bellinger's story is a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of how fleeting success can be in the big leagues. Francisco Lindor was the ultimate fan favorite in Cleveland. Smiling, flashy, and undeniably talented.
He is running, and now Lindor has hit his second home run of the game. A home opener to remember for Lindor. In on his hands, great diving stop by Lindor.
But when the Mets handed him a $341 million contract,
chance to be a superstar for the next 10 years with Pete Alonso and some of the younger players coming down the pike for the Mets. I mean, I thought this was the perfect guy to go in there.
The expectations became astronomical.
Lindor, before he's done in this 10 years, could go down as one of the best Mets player ever. When you look at his numbers, his batting average, the Golden Gloves, all the things, the smile, the passion. New York, here he comes, Steve Cohen, look out.
Adjusting to a new city is never easy, especially one like New York, where every misstep is amplified.
I'm accountable for my mistake, and it was a mistake by putting the thumbs down at a time that it didn't need to be my thumbs to be down.
Lindor's early struggles were brutal to watch, and the boos from the crowd made it clear fans weren't happy.
The fans can do what they want, right? They're paying their money. They can say what they want. They can boo what they want.
Francisco Lindor goes 1 for 4. His average now .212. There was a smattering of boos after he grounded out in the 8th. So
I understand the boos. It's frustrating watching the guy who's supposed to be a superstar. He's getting paid $341 million, and he's done nothing through the.
While Lindor has started to turn things around,
Francisco Lindor didn't start the game. He drove in a pair in the 6th, and he drives in a pair in the 11th. Get a split of the 4-game series.
His story raises the question: can anyone truly live up to a contract that big? And finally, we arrive at number 1, Christian Yelich.
Yelich into the gap, right? Scope is safe. Will lead off for the Brewers.
Once the face of the Brewers and a back-to-back MVP contender,
Yelich sends one to right center and deep. And it's a cycle for Yelich.
Yelich was unstoppable. But then, everything changed. Fans watched in disbelief as injuries and swing changes sapped his power.
Crumbles to the ground after fouling one off his foot.
The player who once terrorized pitchers suddenly became ordinary. Yelich's fall is a reminder that in baseball, nothing is guaranteed, not even for the best of the best. So, what do you think? Did we get it right, or did we miss someone? Baseball is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so beautiful. The hype, the heartbreak, and the moments we'll never forget. Join the conversation in the comments, hit subscribe, and stick around, because we've got plenty more stories to tell.